Alright, welcome back. Well, today we're going to talk about how to buy a used car. So, if you go to a car lot and look at a bunch of cars, they're probably all going to be nice and clean and good shape, and you're going to wonder, well, what should I buy? Or say I decided I want a particular car. What makes this car that's $5,000 and has 100,000 miles different from the same one that's 4,800 and has 105,000 miles, for example? Well, what you want to look at is you want to pay for a Carfax. First of all, if it's a dealer, they'll provide you one. But I think, what is it, like $10 for a Carfax, something like that, might even be less, to save you possibly hundreds down the road. For example, I almost bought a Volkswagen Jetta GLI when I was buying this car. And so, ran a Carfax. Carfax said it had been in an accident before, so I was like, okay, whatever. And it said Volkswagen recertified the car. I test drove the car extensively, everything checked out fine. But if you live in Michigan or you've been here, as you know, we have garbage roads. Like, they're destroyed, they're so bumpy. I do everything I can, even in these videos, to stabilize the camera, and it still moves around a little bit. And so I went down a real bumpy road, and I heard tons of rattles from the dashboard area. So I started reading more into the Carfax, and it actually said that the airbags went off in the accident. So I couldn't live with that every day, with those rattles, and I was worried that would bring up electrical problems later, so I said no to it. Then there's other cars that are going to be cheaper because they've been in an accident, possibly. Not salvage titles, I'm not talking about that. That's a whole different thing. But, like, if this BMW, if someone had ran into the back of it and the bumper was replaced and it had a clean title and everything, but maybe it was $800 cheaper or something because it showed an accident, I would have bought it for sure. But when it starts getting into airbags deployed, front end stuff, things like that, kind of want to stay away. And that kind of leads us into looking, say the car hasn't been in an accident, or it's like a $1,500 car, you don't care. You kind of want to look, see how the wheels look, see if they've been curbed, see if the paint's real swirled, or if it's kind of real dirty and hazy. Just kind of like general indications about how the car is taken care of. Because anybody can change the oil and wash it real quick and change the air filter and tell you got a great car. But you want to go like little things that they won't notice, like maybe look under the seats and stuff like that for like dirt and grime, because a lot of people just quickly vacuum the car out, wash it, put it for sale, say it's a great car and it's had a hard life. And another thing I've really noticed, it's getting more and more popular for people to buy cars on those Facebook Marketplace and Facebook for sale sites. Click on the person's profile picture and look through their pictures on Facebook, even if it's not the particular vehicle. But like, I've noticed there'll be like trucks on there, like there'll be like a Chevy truck for sale, and they'll say like great maintenance, taken care of, never off-roaded. Look through their Facebook, the 5th picture on there is the truck in a mud pit. So there you go, it's not an honest seller. Now, if I'm looking for a truck and the seller told me, yeah, it's been off-road a little bit, be like, alright, whatever, they're honest, it's a truck, I'm going to take it off-road. But when what else are they not telling you? If they're telling you, oh, it's never been off-road and it's on a mud pit on Facebook. I mean, that's kind of suspect to me, I don't know about you. And then, also, you want to look if you're financing. Like, when I bought this car, this is a 2009, I bought it 6 months ago. If I would have bought a 2008, my interest rate would have been 2% higher. And the 2008 car was maybe $1,000 less, or $800, whatever. But it was cheaper per month for me to get this car that was more money in a year newer. Because banks do that with their interest rates. And that also kind of goes into the thing, say you're looking at a 2009, it's got, say, 110,000 miles, and it's a car with a timing belt engine. Say you're looking at a 2008, 90,000 miles. So same price, one's a year newer, more miles, one's a year older, less miles. Well, then you look, One's had the timing belt done because it has 110,000 timing belts, 100,000 mile service. One hasn't. What are you gonna get? They're the same price. You should always get the one that's had the timing belt done, because that's, most cars it's $1,000 to $1,500 at the dealer, maybe $800 at a private shop. But what are you really saving in getting that other car with a little bit less miles, if you're going to have to immediately put more money into it in maintenance than the car with a little bit more cost? That's where we were in my girlfriend's car. It had 110,000 miles on it when she got it. We paid a little more than we probably should have. It was $2,900. It was a 05 Jetta. But there's a receipt in the glove box for $1,800 from the Volkswagen dealership because they had the timing belt done 3 months before that. So that makes it worth it for sure. So you gotta kind of look at that because it's all relative. Like my A4 has, I want to say $10,000 to $12,000 worth of receipts in the glove box, something like that. The A4 I sold, so I guess was my A4. That car I paid probably $300 more than a beat up one with no service history with a little bit less miles. So when you gotta ask yourself, are miles really everything to you when you're looking at a car? Because it's not. It's all about how it's been taken care of. This BMW has 82,000 miles, and there's more wear on the leather than the A4 with 140, almost 150 when I sold it. And there's some scratches on the bumper and stuff on this. That didn't have that. The service history and where it was serviced can give you a real good indication of everything about the car. If the person's not servicing their car, why are they gonna wash it by hand, do a nice job? Why not just go through a car wash? Little things give you an indication about that person's personality. And so it's one of those things. Maybe the car is less miles, maybe it's a little cheaper, but why are you gonna buy it if you're gonna immediately have to put money into it, or you're not happy with the physical condition? Because what's harder, fix a rust hole in the body or tons of stains in the seats, or have a car with slightly more miles and just have to do slightly more maintenance? Maybe. But sometimes if you get, like, especially a German car, the car with more miles is actually going to be the better car to a certain extent. Like I was saying, where you get to that whole timing belt maintenance, 100,000 mile maintenance thing. Like I saw Matt Farah posted on Instagram just the other day. His dad's Audi A8 needed a timing belt service. It was $4,000. So if I'm looking at an A8 with 90,000 miles and one with 110 or 120, and one's had the timing belt service and one hasn't, why would I get that car with less miles? That's going to cost me more money initially and more money to do the timing belt service on. Why not get the car that's had the service done? And that goes for a lot of things. A lot of times people see a car and they're like, oh, it needs tires, I don't want it. But they lay everything else about it. Why give yourself the headache? You can get tires for most cars for $400 or $500. And you can use it to usually negotiate down the price a few hundred. If this is your first time stopping in, go ahead, like, subscribe, check out my other videos. There's lots more to come. I'm getting better and better camera equipment and content each day. This summer, once it warms up, I'll be doing a lot of cool stuff that you want to stay tuned for. I'll be doing more used car stuff, more reviews. So go ahead and like and subscribe if you like what you see today. If this isn't your type of video, you don't like this format, check out my other videos. I have a lot of different stuff on here. So just go ahead and check it out, and thank you, and have a good day.